Nikos Rentas here, mentorsapproach.com. Today's email, I got my life in check. Everything is great. However, the ex I love came back. And she's got a lot of issues that is really causing me to doubt myself and my actions. Here we go. It's awesome. And I'm going to walk through it. It's a great place to be, and it's a great place to make a great decision. Hi, Nikos. I had a coach call with you last year, and things have been going great. Awesome. I love hearing that. I managed to realign my wants and needs to my purpose, and things have been wonderful. As you remember, I had an ex that I never got over. I know, I remember. 7 years have gone by, and she called. She talked for a bit, and I set up a date as you had told me to do if she showed up again. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. I am stuck in this mental situation, though. Great. This is positive. She has recently split from her husband and is in the process of divorce. She has 2 sons now. She is changing her career. She wants a fun life. You're involved in that fun life. Great. She wants a fun life, she called it, and she just said at the end of the call that she needed to leave him because she loved me. Look at you. Wow. So she's been monitoring and following you all these years to see what is happening. Hilarious. I told you what happened. Once you get your life in check, people start looking at you. They start focusing to see what's going on. What's changed? Why is he so happy? What's going on? Because the love is coming from here. And people want to move towards that love because you're realigned with your purpose and you stick by all your decisions. They're all great positive things. So, continuing, I feel rotten inside. I don't know why. Is this what you were talking about when you said if you're aligned with yourself, you will have a feeling inside that will tell me what to do? Is this feeling telling me not to engage? What should I do with it all? Look at you. This is a fundamental learning curve for you. This right here is a critical, pivotal moment in your life, and you're making the right questions. The date is set up for next week as I am traveling for business. She tried to talk to me again since setting up the date, and I told her I am on business and will call her back later. Awesome. All right, so here's the thing. You have done everything perfect, and yeah, you had your ups and downs, but over the year, okay, you went from being miserable, hating your life, not doing what you want to do. Your business was suffering. Everything was like, and you took the year and you developed. You started being happy again. You've been on my Facebook, and I went and looked, and I went through the last 4 months of your posts, and I saw nothing negative, which is awesome. And guess what? That attracted her back. I'm 100% sure the love you're showing is just saying to the world, hey, I'm this fun person, so if you want some of it, come. This is great. I want to share it all with you. And she's left her husband or is in the process of leaving. That feeling you have inside it's not a rotten feeling. You're describing it as a rotten feeling because in your mindset everything is going so well. However, now the girl's come back and you love her. You still love her. Right? You have that feeling of love. Now, is it true love? Is it what you want? Well, the question is, if it was true love, would you be feeling this way? If it was true love, would you be, oh man, well, why is she back now? And why is she doing this to me? And now she's got 2 kids. She's still not divorced with her husband. All this stuff, she's not fully divorced, from what I'm getting this. So she's kind of going through it. She's split with him. She's going through it. She's changing her career. She's going through a lot. And now from what I recall, and I'm assuming it hasn't changed, you didn't have a girlfriend, you didn't have any kids, you haven't had anything. So unless you are in that mindset of ready to become an immediate, an immediate relationship with somebody who has kids, who is going through a divorce, who is going through a lot of life situations where they want to change their career now, you're really... you got to check out your alignment again, and you got to come back to it and say to yourself, what value is this providing to my life by her coming back into my life? And how do I want her to come back into my life? Now, if those feelings and those emotions are worth the chaos that will ensue inside of you, then take a trip down memory lane, jump into this and see what's going to happen. But I tell you that if you keep focused on what you're doing and start dating and moving forward with your life the way you have, don't lose track, you will continue to find success and find somebody who loves you the way you love them, the way you loved her back then. Now, when we talked, she left you for this guy. When we talked, she was going through her own stuff and you were not in that life like sphere of like happiness. It took you 7 years to get there. Think about that for a second. And she left because of where you were. She didn't help you. She didn't sit there by your side and say, hey, how do we get through this and build the life we want to build? She went and found somebody who had his shit together. And now that you have your shit together, yeah, clearly the emotions and the love was there then, but she couldn't get over that because she needed to address her life situations. The question begs, is she doing that again with you now? Okay, like that's the bottom line. Is she seeing it as an opportunity? Hey, I got 2 kids, I'm changing my career, I'm getting a divorce, and now I can go back to him because he still loves me clearly. Do you want to do that? That's the question. I'm just, from a coach perspective, all I need to do is point out different thought processes for you to look at it and say, okay, that could be happening. Is that what I want? Is that something I got to figure out before I make a decision? Okay. Right now, if I were to advise you, if you told me, Nico, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do, I'd say go on a date, see where she's at, and check in with your emotions and feel what's happening. I wouldn't engage in anything further than that date. Go for dinner, talk. Okay, I wouldn't engage in sex. I wouldn't engage in anything like that. Kiss her if you want, and see where that is. Whatever you want to go down that path, but and then maybe set up another date if that's how you're feeling. But what my experience and when going through this with people is that they're going to go on the date and they're going to be like, okay, there's a lot of what the young ones call baggage with this, and society looks at it from a negative perspective, and you got to look at it from a perspective of what's good for you. Okay, you're in a good place right now. Do you want to go backwards? Okay, and if this situation is going to bring you backwards, then don't do it. Okay, if it's going to bring you forward and it's a lot of positives, then continue to date and see where it goes. All you need to do is be congruent with what you're doing. Okay, you're focused on your values are all aligned with your purpose. Your purpose comes first no matter what. It doesn't come to any other person in your life. Your happiness is your purpose, and you're working towards. You're on a business trip. You're doing great. Focus on that. Okay, and if she left you, she's got to work for it. She needs to come back and work for it. She's got to make that effort to follow suit on everything she says, that she promises, that she's congruent with her actions and her words. And as long as that's happening and the relationship is developing nicely, then yeah, maybe it's a good opportunity. Now, do you want to waste the time in doing that? Well, some people say, no, fuck it, I don't want to do it. Some people say, yeah, you know what, I want to have this off my conscience. That rotten feeling you have inside is that emotion of, hey, I'm doing great for myself. Now she's back and I miss her, but at the same time I like where I am. And now it's this decision that you got to make. It's like you're negotiating something with yourself, trying to negotiate in these emotions and trying to figure out what direction to take. It's at one side it's a bad place to be in, but on the other side it's a great feeling because you know automatically what to do. You know that you look at it from a face value and zoom up to a high level, look down on it and say, is this good for me? And 5 years down the road, if you're here, 5 years down the road, is this good for me? Or I've been through this development for a year. I want to get back on a coach call with Nikos because I got new dreams, new ambitions, and I want to follow through and I want to take my business to the next level. A year ago, you were not doing business trips. That is awesome. Now you're doing it. Well, what's the next level of business? Is it partnering and contracting out and growing even bigger? Is it finding that love of your life, that is in congruence with her values and her life purpose, and that you guys mesh nicely together, and now love can be, there. Or could it be this girl that's come back, years later, who left you and went for somebody looking for what you have right now, and you finally got it, and now she's back, and, different life, different style. She's not going to be the same person. Everything is going to be different. You need to treat it as somebody new. You're not just reconnecting magic. It's not like that. It's, you need to put the sequence into place. Red flags everywhere. You got to be ready for those. When you see a red flag, analyze it, what's happening, and make your decision. Set up the date. So you've set up the date. Move forward, go on the date. I wouldn't communicate with her too much. I would call her back, be like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Can't wait to see you. I'm here on the business trip, so I got to keep working, but I just wanted to touch base and say hi, and I can't wait to see you. Go on that date, see how it goes. Set up another date after that if you want to. If you don't, you need to make that decision, and you be comfortable that when you make that decision, it's right for you. You can only do that when you're ready for it, and you'll be ready for it, I think, after the date, or else you wouldn't have set up a date. Okay, and you set up that date, go for it, talk to her normal, no promises. Don't engage too much. See where it all is, and see what this person's coming in your life for and what they want. That's the bottom line. And how good is it for you? Because at the end of the day, only you can make yourself happy, and the people that you allow into your life will either make you more happier or take away from that happiness. And I want you to focus on making sure that you are happy and the right people stay in your life, because clearly that's what's been happening, and I just want to see that continue. So if this value is of importance, and there was value in this message for you, or if you know somebody who could need some guidance and this message could get to them and see some change in their life, please share with it. Please follow and subscribe to this video, to my YouTube channel. And of course, if you need a more specific, in detailed hour coach session, please connect on mentorsapproach.com and book a session with me. Happy to go through any situation and figure out what best direction to go, strategize that movement forward to a happy, fun life. And again, this is Nikos Rentos, mentorsapproach.com. Thank you.